So today I will do a progress update on my project, SystemZero. Now you can find a previous update on my channel. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. But I've made quite a few improvements and changes to the operating system, so I just want to demonstrate them in this video. Now the first change is a multi-disk driver, and along with that come improvements to the ESFS file system, which is the file system my operating system uses, and it's the one I wrote myself. So let's start. From the last video you would be familiar with the automake script, and this basically builds the whole operating system. Now I have made another two helper scripts, and the first one is create virtual disks, and the second one is run with extra disks. Now pretty self-explanatory here. Create virtual disks, it will create three .bin disks for QEMU, and if VirtualBox is installed it will also create three .vmdk disks. And the run with extra disks is just a helper script which runs a single long QEMU command, which essentially just runs the operating system and plugs all three of the created virtual disks into the IDE ports. So we're gonna have 4 drives when this starts. Now this will compile the OS, and this is running on my laptop, so it will take a bit longer than on my desktop. On my desktop it will probably already be done. Now, when it gets to the stage when it's writing the actual core utilities to the disk, which will be, right here, you can see how fast this is going, and compared to the previous video, by the end it slowed down by a lot. And I mean, like, it got to a point where between writing these blocks, it was taking 0.1 seconds, which is a massive amount of time to be waiting. So I have made huge improvements to the file system with actually pretty simple code. So let's write the license file here as well, and did that real quick. Now it's going to create the 3 extra disks as well, and it will start the OS in QEMU. Now, Control Shift F, Control Alt F. Now, so it has started, and I've actually made changes to the bootloader as well. Because of the multiple disk drivers, we can now have the disk plugged into any IDE port, and it will still boot. So before that it would only boot if the disk was plugged into IDE 0. Now it's IDE 1, 2 and 3 as well. So list will list out all our programs that we have in the files. There's no directories yet, only files in the file system. The list command was updated, so it actually shows the X for executable and the minus for non-executable, and it a bit cleaner as well. Like the previous one was kind of all over the place. There are a lot of commands that you should be familiar with here from the last video, but of course there's new ones. So drives is the basic one, and it will list all the drives that exist. So all the IDE slots, and we'll give them a status, so they either exist or are non-existent. As you can see, all 3 drives are actually plugged in and exist. And we can go to a different drive here, so drive 1, and in the prompt it will change the drive to IDE 1 here. And if we do list, it will actually not have anything, but at the moment it doesn't even have a file system on it. So to do that, we do the format command, and this will determine the size, and it will then write the inodes in the super block. It will do it all nice and verbosely for debugging, and already, so we have it formatted. Now we can touch a file here, so touch, say, test.txt, and if we list, we have the file here. So it's 9 bytes for the name, but it's empty. So if we view it with the view command, actually, never mind that, that's a bug in the view command, I think. But yeah, basically. Also, the actual binaries, so the binaries that are in drive 1, so the boot drive, drive 0, or not even drive 0, just the boot drive, they are all available globally, obviously, so you can run them from any drive. There's also a copy command, so see if we view the license here. We can see this, so this running on my laptop, and my laptop doesn't even have a page down and page up key, so I can't scroll this. But you saw it scroll previously. List. So that's the license there, the license file, and it's pretty long. We can copy that over to a different disk. So copy, and the syntax for copy is 0. So that's the drive that we want to copy from. This is the source, and the file separated by a colon, then space, destination drive, file name in the destination drive, and it's gonna copy it over. And there it goes. So now we just drive 1, list it out, and we have the license here, and we can view the license, and it's an exact copy. So that's pretty cool. Now, drive 0. Finally, we have hex edit, which is a, well, as a hex editor, is fully featured, so you can do hex edit license, and we have the SystemZero standard hex editor. Now, this is also written from scratch by me, and I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty proud of this thing. It has all the commands down at the bottom there. I can't scroll because page up and page down don't exist. However, I can still do everything else. So this is the license file. The 20 characters here are spaces at the front, and this is where the license text starts. So we can do I for insert byte, and we can input a byte value here. So for example, let's put the ASCII code for capital A, and that's 41 in hexadecimal. And then 42 for capital B, or 42 rather, and 43 for capital C. Now W to write changes to the file, and we'll delete it and recreate it. And it should be done in a second. Alright, there it is. Now we can just escape out of this. List and view license. And we can see that GABC new at the top. Obviously that's not supposed to be there, but I edited that in, so the hex editor actually works. And it's able to save to the file, and that's pretty cool. And it can, of course, delete bytes as well. So license. And the D for delete byte, so D. And write the changes. And it will be done in a second. And the file is pretty large, so it's taking a while to write it to the disk, but that's to be expected. Alright, there it is. Now, don't even have to list, so view, license, and there it is. So the characters have been removed. Now, is there anything else to show? Well, I guess we can... we have the color command as well, and the color command will set the background and the text color for the terminal, which is pretty nice. So I believe to 15, no, color 02, is it? Yeah, so this will do a nice matrix style green on black terminal, as you can see here. And yeah, that's about it. Now the format command, of course, it works. So if we format the system drive, which I wouldn't recommend doing, but you can, it will, well, I'll show you what it does. If we list now, file doesn't exist, so the list command has been deleted from the drive. That's what happened here. Control Alt F G. So that's a demonstration of the OS. Now, the OS is all on GitHub. The latest changes haven't been published yet, but it's mostly up to date here. The last commit, as you can see, was 1 hour ago. I just updated the README document here for the multiple drives. But it can all be cloned, and you can view the commit history. I have 67 commits on this. And actually, yeah, let's check out an older version of it. So I'm just gonna go to git clone https github.com/zero flag/systemzero.git, and we can check out an older commit to see how slow the file system was before the changes I made. So we can see the SystemZero here and just go git log to view the commits, and let's just go down here and copy the ID of this commit here and git check out this commit. So now in here, if we automake, I'm just gonna automake, this will compile and then it will write, and I'll show you, like, it's a regressive algorithm, so it will write fast at the start and write really slow at the end, like unbearably slow on my laptop especially. So you can see, yeah, it's slowing down here, significantly slower, right? It would have been already done with the new version. And I timed this before with a debugging script that I wrote, and at the start it's 0.001 seconds to write a block, and at the end it goes to 0.1 seconds, so something crazy like that. That's how regressive and bad the algorithm was. So yeah, you can see this, just a huge pain to watch right now. Yeah, let me just stop this. And let's remove this and CD into the current one. So yeah, that is SystemZero. I hope you liked it. Make clean will delete all the binaries and the ELF files for external programs. And I'll be doing more work on this in the coming weeks, and expect more progress updates in the form of videos. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.